you're going to talk real quick, but that's your retrieve and payout. It's the real control on your jet hose. So you can wind your jet hose out or wind it back in. This is your speed control for it. And the main thing you want to make sure of is never stop it abruptly. So like right now I've got the speed control set, so it's not going very fast, and if I stop, it's pretty nice and easy. And I can feather it a little bit right here. Now if I was to turn up the speed control, now you can see if I stop abruptly, it really rocks back and forth. It starts yanking everything around and stretching the chain. So you want to either use the speed control to slow it down before you stop, or you can use this and feather it. You can see how I can make it go slow, or I can make it go fast. And you want to try to feather it down, just like I stopped there. Even though the speed control is up, I was able to slow it down and stop pretty easily instead of real quickly. Every time you start yanking it back and forth like that, you put stress on everything, and mainly this chain will start to stretch. Once that chain stretches, it can stretch to where this roller will ride over top of one of the teeth in this sprocket here. And once it does that, it really pulls this chain tight. And then usually your chain will break. If the chain doesn't break, it's going to start pushing on this motor mount and bending this metal here, and eventually it can crack. The first thing that usually happens to give you a sign is that this tensioner bolt will break. This tensioner bolt is also an important part of keeping this hydraulic motor stable. You've got these two bolts here and two bolts on the other side. These are like your adjusting bolts, but they're also the mount bolts for the hydraulic motor. So these should be tight and this should be in place. If this is broken and it's not in place, that tells me that this thing got yanked pretty hard. And you want this, you have to let somebody know, let me know, mechanic know, supervisor, whatever, let somebody know that this is broken or it's missing. You don't want to be running it with this missing, because that's just like another fifth leg of these four bolts, and then you got this. So if you take this off, that just enables this to flex even more, which will break this metal or bend the hell out of it. And then this sprocket will come out of line with the top sprocket. You'll screw up the chain and everything. So always make sure that's in place. And just take a look at it every once in a while, make sure everything looks good. You should have some play in the chain like I have here. That's kind of normal. You don't want to have a ton of play, but you should have some play. This thing shouldn't be banjo tight or anything like that, banjo string tight, you know, it shouldn't be like that. Just have a little bit of play in it like I got right there. That's kind of how it should be. But just make sure you're feathering it when you're stopping and when you're going. Just feather it by using the control, or feather it by using the speed control dial.